We are going to do our 3 stars of the series for the Edmonton Oilers, Liam. And I'm fascinated because we haven't compared lists yet where we'll go. Let's start at number 1. And I'm interested if we have the same answer.
Okay.
You should start at 3.
No, because 3 is where it gets the most interesting, I think.
Okay. Well, do you want me to give my number 1? Or do you want
Let's say it on 1. I'll go 3, 2, and then we'll say it. You ready?
So on 1 or after 1?
After 1. So
you go 3, 2, 1, then we say it.
Then we say it. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Bouchard. Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, dog.
Thanks.
Good work. He was the best defenseman in this series. He was on the ice more than anybody else in this series, aside from, I guess, Stuart Skinner and Arthur Seeloves. But for skaters, he was on the ice more than anyone. He was constantly pushing play in the right direction. Did he have one hiccup? Yeah, sure. But I will take a guy who makes 85 great plays and 1 bad play. I'll take that ratio.
Yeah,
I'm good with that. I'm comfortable with that.
Quinn Hughes did the same thing on the Holloway goal. You just read it, right? Like it led to a goal directly. So it is what it is. It happens. But I think overall, Bouchard was fantastic. Obviously, a game-winning goal in what would that have been, game 4?
Mm-hmm.
You can argue from that point that kind of changed the series, the outlook for the Oilers. So yeah, I think Bouchard number 1 is a good one. Number 2. Are we doing it again?
Yep.
Okay. You do the countdown.
So
3, 2, 1. Name.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Leon
Calvin
Draisaitl. Whoa, we're different.
Yeah.
Okay, well, explain your decision to put Calvin Pickard that high, even though he was only in net for 2 games and 1 win.
I just think, like you said, like coming into that game 4, the Oilers needed to win that game or they were totally screwed. Came in, did a fantastic job for them, got them the win. And then in game 5, I thought he was the Oilers' best player.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the reason it was a 1-goal game and it came down to a last-second goal by JT Miller. But I think overall, for him to come in the pressure situation that he did and be beat by, in that 1 game, game 4, 2 deflected shots, and then still give the Oilers a chance to win in game 5 was just incredibly impressive for a guy that hadn't played in like 2 or 3 weeks.
That is very hard to argue against because he did save the series. Again, looking at the series as a whole, oh man, Pickard has a good case. He was very good in 2 games for them. And if he doesn't play the way he did in game number 4 when they went to him, again, the series is over. The Oilers don't win this thing. At the same time, he was good. He was not exceptional. He wasn't great. He gave the Oilers like average goaltending.
Yep, which they hadn't got
which they hadn't gotten. The reason he's not in my 2 spot, and spoiler, he's not on my list at all, is just because he was average. And that's kind of my argument for leaving him off of the list. Like, he gave them what they needed. He saved the day, but he saved the day because Stuart Skinner was so bad. So my number 2 is Leon Draisaitl, because this was far from Connor McDavid's best series. Very far from it.
I don't know if I don't think McDavid would be in my top 5 performers.
And they, he might not be. And they moved Leon Draisaitl away from 97, right? Connor got to play with both Nugent Hyman. Draisaitl was playing with Evander Kane and Dylan Holloway, who both did good. I'm not trying to take anything away from them, but he was tasked with driving that second line. And he did that and then some. He was unbelievable in this series. This was the exact meme of regular season, is this guy top 10? Playoffs, is this guy better than McDavid? He was better than McDavid in this series. Evan Bouchard was the best defenseman and played more than anyone else in this series. Leon Draisaitl was without a doubt the best player in this series. So he gets my 2 spot, which I know sounds weird to say he was without a doubt the best player in the series and have him at 2. I just think Evan Bouchard did a lot of really important things and had 2 game-winning goals in this series as well. 3rd star of the series. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Nugent-Hopkins. Okay, predictable that we were going to be off on that one. I
almost said Ian Cole, though.
You went with Leon. Do you have anything to add off what I said about him?
No, I liked what you said, too, about the players he was with. And, you have Holloway, who's in this situation for the first time ever. And Kane, who has showed up fantastically in this playoff so far. He's been amazing. But I think you look through the moments for Draisaitl, like especially the pass he made to Bouchard and the great patience and maturity he showed behind the net to find him out in front was incredible. And then he's just been so good. He's just been so good. There was, for me, the other guys in that category would have been Nuge, and then also Echo. I think his offensive game obviously died out a little bit towards the back end of the series, but to start, he was fantastic. Was it goals in 3 straight, and then the assist in game 4 to to Nugent-Hopkins. He was just amazing in the series.
Nugent-Hopkins is my third star. He gets the game-winning goal in Game 7. And for a guy who coming into the series was, and even at points during the series, was understandably catching some heat for his lack of production at 5-on-5. He went long stretches in this regular season where he just, to be vulgar about it, he didn't piss a drop at 5v5, Liam, and he was not good enough for this team. But you look in this series, 2 points in Game 1, an assist in Game 2, an assist in Game 3, a big goal in Game 4 for this team. I mean, the Canucks, I know, tied it up and Bouchard got the winner, but that Nugent-Hopkins goal was massive because this team needed a spark at 5v5. Was held pointless in Game 5, like a lot of players were, but then a 3-point performance in Game 6, a massive goal to give them some breathing room in that game, and then he scores the winner, has a 2-point performance in Game 7 as well. He was electric. Anytime you pop home 3 multi-point performances in a game, it's great. But the other thing I absolutely loved about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins in this series is how good he was defensively, man. Like sometimes it goes unrecognized, sometimes it goes under the radar, but he makes so many sneaky good plays without the puck on his stick, or when the other team has the puck on their stick, I should say. And sometimes I think that's not recognized. I think it allows Hyman and McDavid to play a little bit more free and take some chances in the offensive zone because they know they have this defensive conscience out there with them. He's the only one in that top 6 who kills penalties and plays on the power play and has to take on that heavy workload at 5v5. Like, looking in this series, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins spent more time on the PK than any other Oilers forward. 1551. No other Oiler forward killed more penalties than Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Really? Yeah.
Impressive.
1551 is more than Janmark at 1504. It's more than McLeod at 1025. Ryan 1122. Fogel
1551, you said.
Yeah, on the PK.
And in that opening game, he spent 4 minutes in the penalty box.
He did, yeah.
Interesting.
So he's their most reliable PK guy. He can win draws for you if you need him to slide into that spot. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, man.
He's a baller. Holla, holla, city of squalor.
Baller and a shot caller.
Yeah, Nuge is huge. Well, that's why we love him. Any honorable mentions for you? I'll give a couple.
Pickard.
Yeah, Pickard. I think Mark and Kulak both had great series.
Yep, I thought they both had excellent series.
Van de Kane was solid again. He has really shown up in this playoffs. Like,
finding ways to just be effective even when he's not scoring too, I think is a massive thing for Van de Kane. But he had 2 goals late in the series.
The others don't need him to be a point guy every night.
Yeah,
they just need him to show that physicality.
Dylan Holloway, we've pumped his tires a ton.
Just really, when you look through the lineup, they just need more from that third line.
Well, and okay, actually, I love this one here from Ryan. So let's get to this. Knobs for staying so calm. I think Knobloch made a ton of just great adjustments in this series to, pull out a guy in Corey Perry who's going to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame one day, to sit there and say, hey, man, you're not giving us what we need. When, again, the lazy thing to do in that situation, the easy out for Knobloch is to just sit there to the media and go, Corey Perry's played in 1,200 games and however many in the playoffs. He has a ring. He's won a Hart Trophy. We're going to keep trusting him.
Yeah.
Having blind faith in Corey Perry, finding the fountain of youth randomly in a series is the easy thing to take from this.
Yeah.
The tough thing is to say, you're not bringing it. Sam Carrick's gonna give us more of what we need. Win draws, play physical, skate hard, force turnovers, go hard to the net. Like, not an easy thing to do. He did it, loved it. Game 1, we ripped him for not taking a timeout in that game. What does he do? Takes 2 timeouts in this later in the series, and they both paid off for this team. I thought Chris Knobloch, again, the goaltending thing was obviously massive. Like, I would have him higher up on my credit board than I would Pickard or Skinner, right?
Well, yeah, he's the one that has to make that call, isn't it? I guess credit to Sam Carrick for coming in the lineup and making it hard to take him out. And credit to Derek Ryan, too, earlier on in the playoffs, where he comes in and he is, who do you take out right now? Like, it's difficult for Corey Perry to get into.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.